So 1 hour later, Raven teleports Nightwing and Flash to the secret base of the Bureau of Sovereignty. They peer over the hill, and at the guarded bunker, Nightwing asks Wally to take care of the guards. In a blur of red lightning, the guards suddenly disappear. But you may be wondering how we got here. Beast Boy is officially dead. He became a Starro and lost his mind due to Dr. Hate. He then tried to take over the planet, so Waller came up with a plan to kill him on behalf of the United States. She managed to do so, and now the heroes are looking at his dead body. The world is still under the influence of the Garo creatures, though. Human beings turning into animal-like creatures. So it's time to clean up that mess. This is Comicstorian. We take comic books and turn them into audio drama so that you know what's going on in the world of comics and what to add to your collection. Today we're covering Beast World 5, and if you enjoy this type of content and want to support us, consider checking us out on Patreon or checking out our sister channel, Comicstorian Full Story. Now let's get into Titans Beast World 5. The heroes watch as the lifeless husk of Garo floats through the vastness of space, saddened by the loss of one of their own, even if he had threatened the planet. Donna Troy floats up behind Raven, offering her condolences. There was someone here, someone with the helm of chaos. They may be behind all of this, Raven says softly, but she looks up, her eyes glowing with anger. I need to make whoever did this pay. Back on Earth, 2 hours later, the president calls a press conference together telling the world about how they have been finally saved from the threat of Garo by the Bureau of Sovereignty. The Conqueror is dead, he says, showing the press images of the massive starfish. He tells them that the plan was put into place by the head of the Bureau and motions her to the stage. Her days in the shadow are over. It's time for a grateful nation to thank you. To thank Amanda Waller. Waller gets behind the podium, thanking those that have gathered and informing them that it wasn't the Titans or the other heroes of Earth that have saved them from the being formerly known as Beast Boy. An image of Chester Runk with his son appears behind them. Chester Runk was the hero, Waller says, giving them a story about how Chester Runk lost his son to the spores and decided to help defend the planet. We tried to extract him after his strike, but he was lost. He understood the risk. But I'm so sorry that we couldn't bring him home. Thanks to him, the Conqueror is down, Waller says. But more images appear behind her, of the beasts attacking people throughout the world. Waller tells the press that the war isn't over, that the Bureau of Sovereignty will begin to corral the remaining beasts and use drones to eliminate them. A reporter raises his hand, pointing out that over 1 million people are still infected by the spores. Waller nods, trying to look sad, play the part. It was not an easy decision, Mr. Troop, but it is the right one, she says. The images change again and an American flag waves on the screen behind her. I know some of you will have family and friends amongst the infected. We are sorry for your loss, but the world thanks you for your sacrifice, she finishes. Meanwhile, back at Titan's Tower, the Titans are shocked by Waller's plan. But Raven is barely listening to the discussion and walks out of the room. Nightwing moves to follow her, but Donna stops him. Stay here. Work on the problem. I'll talk to her. Donna follows Raven outside, and the two float over the roof of the tower. I could kill Waller. In minutes. I could be holding her heart in my hands, Raven says softly. She reaches for the jewel that sits against her forehead, explaining that the need, the want, is a part of her. All I need to do is release my demon side from the soul gem and join with her. Nothing will be able to stop me. Waller would be gone, she says, and Donna sits down, pointing out that no matter what, Gar wouldn't want that. He faced his own death, only thought of others. These people took my heart, but he wouldn't want me to harm them, she says with a sigh. Donna nods, putting her hand on her friend's shoulder. So now, instead of lashing out, I have to live up to the ideals of that selfless, beautiful, infuriating man, Raven says, and Donna smiles, pulling Raven in close for a hug. What an ass. Inside, Oracle calls the team together, showing them images of the Bureau as they begin to work at corralling all of the beasts. Some of the infected act out of fear, attacking the military, but they're quickly put down in a hail of gunfire. Cyborg looks to Nightwing, informing him that he can hack into the military systems and he can stop the drone strikes if they need to. You can single-handedly jack the systems of a major military power? That's a little concerning, Wally points out before turning to Nightwing. You do this and we won't be heroes in the eyes of many. We're gonna be hated, Wally tells him. But Cyborg nods. At least 1 million more people will be alive to hate us. And Dick agrees. We have less than 4 hours to stop this. I won't take any option off the table. He asks if Vic can pinpoint the Bureau of Sovereignty's base. The first thing we're going to have to do is have a conversation. So 1 hour later, Raven teleports Nightwing and Flash to the secret base of the Bureau of Sovereignty. They peer over the hill, and at the guarded bunker, Nightwing asks Wally to take care of the guards. In a blur of red lightning, the guards suddenly disappear. Nightwing looks to his friends, asking Flash to stay outside just in case Waller won't listen to reason and Cyborg can't stop the drones, so that the Speedster can try and protect as many of the infected from the strikes as possible. Next, he turns to Raven and asks her to wait outside, and she looks at him. "You're worried I won't be able to control myself in front of Waller," she asks, but before anger can flash across her face, she admits that he is right. "I won't abandon you to whatever lies in wait. I will be in your head if you need me." So a short time later, Waller is sitting at her desk, Peacemaker at her back, and Waller is taking a call from the president who isn't happy about not being kept in the loop on the drone strikes. But Waller points out that she doesn't need presidential approval for anything. Suddenly, Nightwing steps out of the shadows and Peacemaker whirls around, bringing his pistol up. "Where the hell did you come from?" he snaps, but Nightwing holds up his hands. "I'm just here to talk." Nightwing glares at Peacemaker, ordering him to step aside. There's no need for violence. Peacemaker glances over his shoulder at Waller. "Is there a need for some violence?" he asks her, and Waller points out that Nightwing has broken into a government facility. Peacemaker takes that as a yes, opening fire. Nightwing easily dodges the first bullet, whirling in to knock the pistol from Peacemaker's hand, but Peacemaker smiles. "Man, I've always wanted to beat that smug superiority off of you," he says as he launches in, punching Nightwing across the jaw. But Nightwing doesn't slow down, grabbing Peacemaker's helmet, whirling it around so that the government agent can't see. With this done, he kicks him hard and knocks him out. With the fight over, Nightwing turns back to Waller. "I can see what you're doing," he tells her, pointing out that Waller is trying to turn the people of the world against the heroes so that she can have absolute power. "Call off the strikes, we can save them all," Nightwing demands, but Waller just smiles slightly. That's when Nightwing realizes the truth. "You don't want to save us. You don't want us to save them," he whispers, and he sighs, turning away, speaking into his comms, asking Cyborg to stop the strikes. It happens in moments, and Waller looks at her screen, getting confirmation. Cyborg hacked into every drone in the military's arsenal and turned it around. "You left us no choice," Nightwing says to Waller's shocked face. She gets up and gets in his face. "The Titans will not allow you to become a dictator, Waller." She just smiles with evil intent. The Titans just hijacked the military. You think people are going to accept that? If I'd known how recklessly stupid you'd act in response, I would have killed Garfield Logan years ago. But that's when she's rocked across the room by a blast of magic. Raven is there hitting Waller again and again. "Do you have any idea how easy it would be to give in to my anger, to unleash the other part of me, to be as cruel and scared as you are?" Raven bellows in rage. She reaches for the jewel and takes it to her, telling Waller that she doesn't want to use it because Gar would want her to stay in control. But the darkness begins to swirl around the room as a voice speaks out. "Control? Look closer at what you hold in your hand." The voice calls out, and Raven looks down to realize the gem that she thought contained her evil self is empty. "You think you're in control, but there's no control here. There is only chaos," Dr. Hate says as they step out of the swirling darkness. Dr. Hate reaches up, pulling off the helm of chaos, revealing it to be Raven. "You thought you deserved happiness, Rachel, deserved love. You, who kept me imprisoned, enslaved for so long. You deserve nothing but my hate," the evil Raven says with a vicious smile. The story of Beast World is coming to its inevitable conclusion, so if you want to know what's going to happen, like and subscribe, and join us right here at Comic Story and for the next time.